Hey everybody, it is Elson932 on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me. We are continuing with episode 7 of season 2 of Love is Blind Sweden. Ooh, y'all, we're in for a roller coaster ride. We are at a point where I do enjoy. I do enjoy for the drama because the people we used to date in the pods are all coming for the party. And it's the engagement party. You know, that's a little bit shady. Coming to my engagement party, the ex is coming by, or the person you used to date alongside me. So, y'all, take this moment, like, share, and subscribe, and let's get into it. Emily meeting with Jakob. And y'all, oh, it was everything I wanted, but it was still a little lackluster, if you know what I mean. I wanted some real drama. I wanted Carolina brought in, but they go and they sit, to the side. Emily walks up. She's like, she was let down by Jakob. He was double dealing. And, Jakob is sitting over there saying, maybe I should get a taxi home. Don't run now, Jakob. We could clearly see you in that yellow suit if you go off running. She goes over to say hi to him, and Carolina is like, do what you do. She's in the hot tub. Do you, boo? She's like, I'm watching, and we will talk on the ride home. She's saying all that about and believe it. So Emily's sitting down with Jakob. He understands, and he doesn't get why she didn't show up for the date. She said if she had a bad gut feeling about seeing someone, she would stop seeing them. She doesn't want to be with someone who lies or sugarcoats. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And I'm like, whoa, he didn't lie. It's a technicality flag on the play. Emily talks about the timeline. It matches up with what he told, Emily first. He hadn't told anyone at that time, so he was honest with Emily. And then his next date, he told Carolina that day, told Carolina, I'll tell you tomorrow. And he told her tomorrow, and he said, I will give you more detail than I've given anyone. So she's like, oh, so you felt that close with Carolina the next day. You don't know date after date how people change. Just because you probably weren't dating two people as intensely. Come on, Emily. So Emily is believing only one side. She's believing the Carolina side because that's the side she was living with. And it's kind of like casting a shadow on Jakob. He said he didn't mean to hurt any one of them, but he was dating them at the same time. He made a decision and his heart was pulling him towards Carolina. Emily says the issue is the other stuff. It's how she found out. Jakob said it's been nice sitting with her. Emily's like, maybe it was, how it was meant to be. And Jakob said it's glad that they're ending on the best terms possible. She didn't come out swinging. And y'all, they sat across from each other on the table. So, Carolina didn't have much to have to say about how they were saying or talking to each other. But she will. We see Millie, Natalie, and Nicholas. They're all sitting there. Millie feels pretty empty and, tired. And she tried to get Ola to understand how his words make her feel about her lifestyle, that he is indirectly criticizing her. So Nicholas says, it's not anything crazy. It's what normal people do. This seems so petty for Ola because it's candy, it's Coca-Cola, and wine. Millie said she asked him if, this was to find love or for him to find himself. Was this a part of his personal growth journey and not necessarily to find his match? Great question, Millie, and I think we know the answer to that. I know, Ola, my opinion of this edited, produced, translated show, that Ola was here for self. Because all he talks about is self. So Ola is talking with Victor. He says the body's more intelligent than the brain. Victor says you can distinguish good and bad feelings in the gut. Is this feeling in the gut positive or negative? He wants to be with Natalie, but the wedding is another thought entirely. He rarely says I love you and couldn't say it back to her, and he's used to keeping his feelings inside. The song played is I Will Tear the Heart from My Chest. Now, Alicia and Ola and Nicholas, they were sitting together. She notices that Oscar is chatting with the others, but not her. He's sitting in a couch around the way and talking to everyone, even the newcomers. So Nicholas is like, there's love there, but y'all need to be on the same level, same frequency. Y'all need to find a compromise without losing yourselves. So y'all, another boat pulls up. Another boat is coming around the bend. And you're like, who's that? Who's that? Y'all know who it is. Y'all know who it is. It's Tim, Alicia's other connection. Alicia confirms that both Tim and Oscar are her type aesthetically. Tim look good, y'all. Tim look good. Tim says Alicia has been his favorite and is still his favorite, but he won't make the first step. I guess he's trying to say I'm going to respect her relationship, respect her engagement, but if she want to, come with me, she going to have to step to me. Alicia and Tim, they do talk. They are flirty, and it's a little weird, but they're like getting along. He tells her eyes are beautiful. She said, hey, I could have never seen you proposing to me. And he said sitting with her feels so good. And he admits he would have proposed. He would have proposed to her since she was his favorite since day one. Y'all, they're holding hands. They're holding hands, playing with each other's fingers. Alicia said it feels natural and strange, but it feels like a betrayal. Y'all, tell me what you feel in the comments. Is this a betrayal? Alicia sitting here next to Tim, the knees are touching and the hands are holding? I think so. Tim said he doesn't want to cause trouble, but this is much harder than he thought. Alicia says it's weird but difficult and bad timing seeing him. No, Alicia, it's good timing for us. Bad for you, but good for the drama. She said she thought it was easier meeting him. Tim said, can he do anything for her? You're doing enough, Tim. Tim, you're doing enough. You're holding her hand. Y'all, the chemistry is fire between them. It is fire. I could just see them working out. But he provides the touch she wants, y'all. He's touching her hand. He touches, pulls her in for a hug. He's massaging the back of her head. Apparently, he kissed her forehead. Y'all, it's a long, deep hug while she is silently crying. I know Alicia is just falling and melting into Tim, but she got a fiance over there. She got a fiance over there named Oscar. She still got his ring on her finger. Walk away, Alicia. Walk away. You're getting way too deep. But I can see it. I can see you and Tim. But I digress. Alicia. Other lovers' blinds, they trade in fiancés, and some of them go on to live happily ever after. So if you want to trade Oscar for Tim, I ain't mad at you, girl. Jakob and Carolina. Everybody is already headed home, and they're now talking. Okay? She goes on and on that he was gone for a long time. She almost didn't see him all day. Now, Carolina, let's calm down. I thought you were watching. I thought you said, do you, babe, and you just watch it. Now, all of a sudden, you have an attitude because he was doing him. Girl, stop. Stop playing. Oh, he was gone for over an hour. It's filming, Carolina. You're acting like this ain't also filming that's telling him he needs to sit there. They need to give them more. He needs to give them more. She says she's trying to be calm and understanding. Girl, you ain't calm. She mad. While he's sitting there calmly and letting her just burn out. Carolina says she needed more attention from him. And she tried to play it cool. And he tells her the whole conversation. But says, could we be done with this conversation? Jakob, that is not the way to end things. That's not the way to calm somebody down and end things. That just escalates, at least for me. That's my opinion. Can we be done with it? So Carolina is mad that he denied, how they got together. He's like, no. He doesn't deny how they got together. He says he denies the words Emily heard. Emily heard it from Carolina, but believed those were coming from him. He said, you are allowed to be upset, but you are focused on being right. Emotional stability, Jakob. Oh my gosh, emotional intelligence is coming through. We really didn't like you at first, Jakob. Jakob, they didn't like you. I liked you, but don't prove me wrong here. I'm rooting for you. He asked not to be interrupted because she was interrupting him because he let her have her say about everything. They're arguing about what Emily thought Jakob said, but it was Carolina's words in the pods. He wanted to move on again, asked about another topic. He also told her he talked to Alicia, that Carolina has not said I love you either. And Carolina said, no, when he questions him about that. Does she want to keep on talking about it? So, y'all, why are we fighting over this pot stuff if you don't really like that man, Carolina? Because you've been telling us and showing us you don't really like him. You've been slowly warming up to him. If you don't like, why are we fighting about it? Is it just to win? Just to win above Emily? Girl, please stop that. The song they play is Thought You Gave Me Your Warmth, Just Leave Me Here to Burn. Victor and Natalie. Natalie said everyone is struggling with different things. Communication is key and being vulnerable. The gut feeling has to be 100% right to make that step. Victor said it's very clear to him. Is it? Because you didn't say it to Ola. You said you didn't know the difference. But Victor turns around and tells her, I do love you. And it's so good to say the words. He wants to spend his life with her and let nothing stand in their way. Put a pin in that, y'all. Remember that part. Let nothing stand in their way. Oscar and Alicia. Oscar said it's harder than he thought, and he is drained of energy. And, what did she find hard to deal with today? She said meeting Tim, since she has strong feelings for him. It never died, it was just dormant. And with everything going on, it just built up. He said he was going to propose when she broke up with him. Alicia, why are we telling all this? Why are we telling all this? She goes on to say she did not choose Tim because he seemed uncertain and Oscar is safe, yet here we are. Yet here we are. She says she got more support in the moments with Tim than he got from Oscar all day. Ouch. Oscar, Alicia's telling you how the other man is stepping up to the plate. Oscar, the other man, coming in, Mr. Steal Your Girl. She says she wants Oscar to be the one to kiss her forehead. She wants reassurance from Oscar, and she's not getting it. Oscar said they lost their way, but I don't know what to do. And he said he has been more distant, and he has been slowing things down. Alicia said his feelings are clear, how he behaves towards her. Oscar says he wants to express it and fight for them while they're still together. What should I do? She says she don't understand. How is there a way forward? How is there a way? She's like, if you loved me, you would try harder. She says she barely has anything left to give him. He says the journey is not over, and she says, hey, I want to leave. I need a break. I understand, Alicia, but I wouldn't have told him all that stuff about Tim. I tell him, Tim provide reassurance, but I ain't going to tell him that, the other brother coming up real close behind you. The song they play is Time to Look Up. My time's all up. Help me. 14 days till the wedding, y'all. 14 days, 2 weeks. Nicholas and Corinne, she admits she's not having the best day. She feels stressed out. There's so much to do. He said, he never seems stressed out. He said he's stressed when he's waiting at the door for them to leave. He does not tell her he's stressed because that will stress her out and that won't help them leave any faster. You're learning, Nicholas, what many a married man had to learn. Corinne says she breaks down when she has too much on her plate. She says everybody and every day cannot be perfect. They do go for a swim in the lake, and that's a beautiful lake area. If anyone in Sweden knows that lake area, that's absolutely beautiful. Put it in the comments, please. The song they play is We're on Our Way. Millie and Ola, they're packing up. She says she does feel homesick. They're leaving their rings on the counter. They do hug and wish each other well. And in their final confessionals, Millie says she, when she gets home is when she'll break down around her family and around her horse. She says they will not keep in touch. Hopefully he finds his person. He needs to be more open and let someone in beyond himself. Ola said it feels good. Everything is clear to him. It's tough and hard to express, but she is not his person and he is not hers. Now, Ola, it kind of sounded self-centered, even though those words were a little okay, but I couldn't stand it, Ola. I'm sorry. Couldn't stand it. Victor and Natalie, we go to her home. We meet her mom, her dad, and her siblings. Remember, she has sisters and I believe a younger brother. Now, they're deep hugs again. Y'all in Sweden, y'all like these deep hugs. Even the stepdad has a deep hug for Victor, welcomes him to the family. The sister said it's hard for people to find their match, so it's strange that this is a strong bond. Then someone asked, where will they live? So Natalie says she will move to him since he works in another town over, and she will figure it out with her job. Victor goes to talk with her sister individually, and sister says, whoa, everything is so fast. After a few weeks, she's changed her mind about not moving. Because when she left here, she wasn't going to move. Now she's moving to where he is. He says he needs someone on board with his long-term plan. And the sister said, yeah, but you both need to be satisfied. He said he was willing to move for her. So I guess that is the part that's lost in translation. Sister said Natalie needs to stop and think about this before she just jumps all the way in. And her sister and her mom talked to her. Sister said you didn't want to move, and now you're moving away. But all of this is on his terms. It's on his plan. So Natalie said, yeah, this has been his plan. She said, yes, it's his plan. The question here is, Natalie, what is your plan? But y'all, it is okay if Natalie changed her mind and wants to be on Victor's plan. That is okay. That will be her husband. As she said, she wants to build a life with this man. But what the sister and mother and everyone is trying to say is, are you okay with this plan, or are you being swept away with his plan? Jakob and Carolina. Carolina acknowledges that he heard her out. He did not get caught up in the heat of the moment and argument, and he did listen to her. Emotional intelligence coming through, Jakob. So he said, we're, both become more loving. She asked, has he thought of what kind of dress she should wear for the wedding? He said, hey, you define, so anything I pick, you won't pick the opposite. So when he does answer, he says gold. He said, I'll be wearing a lot of gold. She's like, wait a minute, gold? I can't wear that. She thought he meant the color of the dress, but he meant jewelry. She says, am I marrying Aladdin? Y'all, I was like at first not cool with this because Aladdin is a stereotype. It triggered me a bit. I had to go to my husband and calm down a bit because I was like, that whole Aladdin comment threw me and I felt disrespectful. And I was like, you know what? Jakob was okay with it, so I'm going to let it go. But I really didn't like that, and that may be my U.S. thoughts and stereotypes. So he joked about it. He was cool about it, so he liked it. I like it. He said, it's good practice so she can listen to him if she does what he says. He does like a luxury look, lace, elegant look with a huge split. She says she does owe him a short sprint. She owes a running to him moment. So she plans to run to him right there in the restaurant. She says, go over there, tell me when the door's open. And she ran to him, y'all, and she jumped on him. And she's openly affectionate towards him. And I really, really like seeing that. It seems like she has come to terms with this relationship, and she's seeing all of Jakob. The song they play for them is Indestructible. Then we have Oscar and Alicia. Oscar tells her, he calls her on the phone. He says, where do we stand? He didn't ask her to move out. She did that on her own. He doesn't want to feel this way, and they don't seem to be on the same wavelength. Y'all, Alicia's very brief with her answers. She don't say much, and she sounds really down and sad. She's like, now I know. She sounds real cold and distant. Alicia said, thank you for sharing that. He's like, no, thank you for sharing. She's like, let's talk later. And she hangs up. Right as he's saying kiss, and she did not hear him. I'm sure she didn't hear him because we heard the click before he said kiss. So he missed his opportunity with her. This is another instance, Oscar, that you missed your opportunity telling Alicia how you feel and showing her how you feel. And now it's way too late. Maybe. Y'all, that is the end of the episode. We're going to see. We're going to see if Alicia going to show up with the dress fittings. We're going to see if Tim swept Alicia away. We're going to see what Oscar going to do. Because next week, we see the buying of the other stuff for the weddings. And Oscar and Alicia do meet up. But are we continuing or are we giving back the ring? Thank you for joining me. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.